For more content in production, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. Thank you. We'll begin.
In the very beginning, amidst the awe-inspiring act of creation, the Torah reveals a profound truth about time. Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 tells us that Yahweh created the celestial bodies, the sun and stars for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
This verse establishes a fundamental connection between the heavens and our earthly experience of time. It tells us that the cosmos is not merely a backdrop to our lives, but an intricate clock, meticulously designed by the Creator to govern our days and years.
Hebrew tradition has always understood this passage to mean that timekeeping is not an arbitrary human invention. It is a divinely ordained system, rooted in the natural order of the universe. The sun, with its daily journey across the sky, marks the passage of days. The sun, waxing and waning in a predictable cycle, governs the months. And the stars, with their intricate movements and constellations, provide a framework for understanding the years and seasons.
This understanding of time as a divine gift has profound implications for how we live our lives. It tells us that time is not simply a commodity to be managed or manipulated. It is a sacred tapestry woven by Yahweh, with each thread representing a moment of infinite potential.
When we live in harmony with the rhythms of the cosmos, we align ourselves with the divine will and tap into the deeper meaning of our existence.
For centuries, the Hebrew people lived by a calendar deeply connected to the cycles of nature. This calendar, known as the Torah calendar, was based on the intricate movements of both the sun and the stars' constellations. Central to this system were the tekufot, which translates to circuits or revolution.
The tekufot marked the 4 points in the sun's annual cycle that correspond to the solstices and equinoxes. These 4 points, the vernal equinox, the summer solstice, the autumnal equinox, and the winter solstice, provided a framework for understanding the changing seasons and the length of the solar year.
The tekufot were not merely abstract points on a calendar. They were moments imbued with spiritual significance, representing times of transition and renewal. The spring equinox, marking the beginning of spring, symbolized rebirth and the return of life to the world.
The summer solstice, the longest day of the year, represented the fullness of creation and the abundance of Yahweh's blessings. The autumnal equinox, with its equal hours of day and night, symbolized balance and introspection, a time for harvest and reflection.
And the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, represented a time of dormancy and potential, when the seeds of new life lay hidden beneath the earth, awaiting the return of spring. The tekufot served as a reminder that time, like the natural world, was cyclical. It was a constant interplay of beginnings and endings, growth and decay, light and darkness.
The destruction of Solomon's temple in 586 BCE marked a turning point in Jewish history. In exile to Babylon, the southern kingdom, Judah adopted the lunar pagan calendar, making the Torah calendar a forgotten memory. It was not just the loss of a sacred building, but the unraveling of an entire way of life. Along with the temple, the Hebrew people lost their central place of worship, their system of sacrifices, and their connection to the land of Israel.
This period of exile also saw the gradual erosion of the Torah calendar. With the Hebrew people scattered throughout the diaspora, maintaining their connection to the land and its agricultural rhythms became increasingly difficult. Over time, the tekufot-based calendar, so deeply rooted in the cycles of nature, fell into disuse.
Many Hebrews, living in foreign lands, adopted the Paga calendars of their host cultures. This shift had profound implications for Hebrew life and practice.
The Torah calendar, with its emphasis on the sun and stars' constellations, had served as a constant reminder of Yahweh's presence in the world and the rhythms of creation. By abandoning this calendar, the Hebrew people risked losing touch with their spiritual heritage, prophetically, and their unique identity as a people chosen by Yahweh.
The loss of the Torah calendar was a powerful symbol of the Hebrew people's exile, both physical and spiritual.
Section 4. Restoration and Renewal, Yahushua and the Return to Torah. The coming of Yahushua, in the 1st century CE marked a time of great hope and anticipation for the Jewish people. Many believed he was the Messiah, the one prophesied to redeem Israel and restore them to their former esteem.
While Yahushua's mission is understood in many different ways, there is no doubt that he came to fulfill the Torah, not to abolish it. One aspect of this fulfillment involved restoring the spiritual practices that had been neglected or forgotten during the exile. This included a return to the Torah calendar, with its emphasis on the Tekafot and the divine rhythms of creation.
Yahushua himself observed the festivals and holy days outlined in the Torah, including Passover, Sukkot, and Shavuot. He taught his followers to do the same, emphasizing the importance of aligning their lives with the divine calendar. He'd even spoke of the first day of the year, Abyb 1, when he said, "Does not have the day 12 hours?" meaning the first day of the year.
Yahushua's emphasis on the Torah calendar was not merely about adhering to rituals or customs. It was about restoring a deeper connection to Yahweh and the rhythms of creation. By observing the Sabbath, the festivals, and the agricultural cycles outlined in the Torah, the Hebrew people could once again experience the fullness of their covenant with Yahweh and their unique role as a light to the nations.
Section 5, The Lost Tribes and the Calendar, a Legacy Reclaimed. The story of the lost tribes of Israel is one of the most intriguing and enduring mysteries of Hebrew history. After the Assyrian conquest of the northern kingdom of Israel in the 8th century BCE, 10 of the 12 tribes disappeared from the historical record.
While their fate remains uncertain, there is a persistent belief within Hebrew tradition that these tribes are still in existence, scattered throughout the world, awaiting the day of their return. Some believe that the lost tribes, despite centuries of exile and assimilation, have preserved elements of their ancient heritage, including knowledge of the Torah calendar.
According to this tradition, the lost tribes hold the key to unlocking a more complete understanding of the Tekufot and the intricacies of timekeeping according to the Torah. Their return, it is said, will usher in a new era of spiritual understanding when the fullness of Hebrew wisdom will be revealed to the world.
While the idea of the lost tribes preserving ancient knowledge is speculative, it highlights the enduring power of the Torah calendar and its potential to reunite the Hebrew people. The calendar, with its roots in the natural world and the rhythms of creation, transcends geographical boundaries and cultural differences.
It serves as a powerful symbol of Hebrew unity and a reminder of the shared heritage that binds all Hebrews together regardless of their physical location or historical experience.
Toda Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
The Torah calendar, unlike our own, doesn't begin in the depths of winter. Instead, it starts with the month of Abyb, a time of blossoming and renewal. This month, coinciding with the beginning of spring, signifies a fresh start, a time when the earth awakens from its slumber. It is a period of great joy and anticipation as the natural world bursts forth with new life. Abyb marks the transition from the cold, dark days of winter to the warmth and light of spring. This shift is not merely a natural phenomenon, but holds deep spiritual significance. It is a reminder of Yahweh's constant presence, his power to renew and restore. This connection between the natural world and the celestial is central to the understanding of Abyb. The month serves as a potent reminder of the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth, themes that resonate throughout the Torah. It is a time to reflect on these cycles, both in the world around us and within ourselves. On the first day of Abyb, a remarkable event takes place in Jerusalem. As the sun rises over the Mount of Olives, its golden rays stretch across the city, ultimately illuminating the most set-apart place within the temple. This set-apart space, the most revered area within the temple, housed the Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of Yahweh's presence among his people. This breathtaking alignment of celestial and earthly architecture is no accident. It was meticulously planned by King Solomon, who designed the temple to align perfectly with the spring equinox. This deliberate orientation served as a powerful visual reminder of the connection between heaven and earth, between the celestial and the human. The sight of the rising sun bathing the most set-apart place in its golden light must have been awe-inspiring. It served as a tangible manifestation of Yahweh's presence, a visible reminder of his power and esteem. This spectacle undoubtedly filled the hearts of the Israelites with a sense of wonder and reverence. The illumination of the most set-apart place on the 1st of Abyb was not just a beautiful spectacle, it held deep spiritual significance. It was understood as the enthronement of Yahweh Tsebaot, the Almighty of Israel, often translated as Yahweh of Hosts. This title emphasizes Yahweh's power and sovereignty, his command over all creation. The rising sun, a symbol of life and renewal, represented Yahweh's presence filling the temple, his spirit revitalizing his people. This event affirmed Yahweh's covenant with Israel, his promise to dwell among them and be their I'll Almighty. The timing of this event, coinciding with the arrival of spring, further emphasized the concept of renewal and rebirth. Just as the sun brought new life to the earth after the winter, so too did Yahweh's presence revitalize and renew his people. This annual event served as a powerful reminder of their special relationship with the celestial. The temple's eastward orientation, with the most set-apart place positioned to receive the first rays of the rising sun on the spring equinox, was not arbitrary. It was a deliberate act rooted in the instructions given to Moses in the wilderness. When Moses received the instructions for building the tent of the meeting, the portable temple that preceded the future temple, he was told to position it facing east. Solomon, in constructing the temple, faithfully followed these ancient directives. He understood that the temple's orientation was not merely a matter of aesthetics or convenience, it was a symbolic act, aligning the physical structure with the spiritual realm, echoing the divine blueprint laid out centuries earlier. This continuity between the tent of the meeting in the wilderness and the temple in Jerusalem underscored the enduring nature of Yahweh's covenant. It demonstrated that despite the passage of time and the changing circumstances, Yahweh's presence remained constant, his promises unwavering. The temple, facing east, just as the tent of the meeting had, served as a physical manifestation of this timeless bond.
Torah Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
The year is 587 BC. Jerusalem, the heart of Judah, falls. Nebuchadnezzar II, the Babylonian king, triumphs. The temple, once a beacon of faith, lies in ruins. The people of Judah, once deeply connected to their land and traditions, are scattered. Among the most devastating losses is their calendar, a sacred link to Yahweh, their I'il Almighty. This calendar, ordained by Yahweh, governed their lives. It dictated their feasts, their agricultural cycles, their very understanding of time. Imagine the distress, the disorientation. The rhythm of their lives, once marked by the Torah calendar, is shattered. Their connection to Yahweh, already strained by their disobedience, is further challenged. In exile, they cling to memories of their homeland, their temple, their calendar. These memories become a source of hope, a promise of return. a reminder of their identity. The Babylonians, with their own sophisticated culture and traditions, imposed their ways on the conquered people. Their gods, their language, their calendar, all became instruments of assimilation. For the exiled Judahites, maintaining their cultural and religious identity became a daily struggle, a quiet act of resistance. The Torah, their sacred text, provided solace and guidance, a reminder of Yahweh's covenant and their future restoration. Time, relentless, marches on. Generations are born in exile. Babylon, once a foreign land, becomes familiar. The Babylonian calendar, with its lunar cycles and pagan associations, seeps into their lives. This calendar, unlike the Torah calendar, is based on the cycles of the moon, not the sun. It's a subtle shift, but one with profound implications. The Babylonian calendar, steeped in astrology and the worship of celestial bodies, stands in stark contrast to the Torah calendar, which emphasizes Yahweh's sovereignty over creation. The names of Babylonian deities, woven into the fabric of their calendar, become commonplace. The lines between the Kadosh set apart and the profane blur. The risk of assimilation, of losing their unique identity, intensifies. Yet even in exile, the embers of faith remain. Prophets like Ezekiel and Daniel keep the hope of return alive. They remind the people of Yahweh's promises, of a future restoration, of a time when they will once again live according to his Torah and his calendar. These prophecies offer a beacon of hope, a lifeline to their heritage. The Babylonian captivity, though a time of immense suffering, also becomes a period of introspection and spiritual refinement. The people of Judah, stripped of their homeland and their temple, are forced to confront their shortcomings, their disobedience, their need for repentance. The experience, though bitter, refines their faith, forging a deeper, more resilient connection with Yahweh. Centuries pass. The Persian Empire conquers Babylon, allowing the Jewish people to return to their homeland. They rebuild the temple, re-establish their traditions, and strive to revive the Torah calendar. However, the Babylonian influence lingers. The calendar, a blend of the old and the new, reflects this complex legacy. Enter Yahushua, a man from Nazareth claiming to be the Messiah. His message is one of repentance, of love, of a renewed relationship with Yahweh. He challenges the religious establishment, accusing them of hypocrisy, of losing sight of the true meaning of the Torah. His teachings resonate with the common people, who see in him a glimmer of hope, a chance for genuine spiritual renewal. Yahushua in his life and teachings emphasizes the importance of the Torah, including its calendar. He observes the feasts, teaches their significance, and links them to his own mission. He speaks of a time when true worship will be restored, when Yahweh's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. His message is both a challenge and a promise, a call to return to the purity of the Torah, and a glimpse of a grandiose future.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode, If the Torah Effects, will explore Babylon, an ancient Mesopotamian city, evokes images of grandeur and power. Its rulers, like Hammurabi, crafted a legacy of laws and governance. Nebuchadnezzar II, another prominent figure, adorned Babylon with architectural marvels like the Hanging Gardens. These feats cemented Babylon's position as a center of knowledge and culture. Its influence stretched far beyond its borders, leaving an indelible mark on the ancient world. Babylon's grandeur wasn't confined to its physical structures. Its intellectual contributions, particularly in astronomy and mathematics, were equally impressive. The Babylonians were keen observers of the night sky. They meticulously tracked celestial movements, developing sophisticated astronomical knowledge. This understanding led to the creation of their unique and influential lunar calendar.
The Babylonian calendar, unlike the solar Torah calendar we use today, was intricately tied to the cycles of the moon. A new month began with the first sighting of the crescent moon, marking the start of a new lunar cycle. This observation-based system meant that the Babylonian year, consisting of 12 lunar months, was approximately 11 days shorter than a solar year. To reconcile this difference and keep the calendar aligned with the seasons, the Babylonians periodically inserted an extra month. This intercalation, known as an intercalary month, ensured that the lunar calendar remained synchronized with the agricultural year. This practice highlighted their practical understanding of both lunar cycles and the need for seasonal alignment. Each month in the Babylonian calendar bore a specific name, often linked to a deity or a significant agricultural event. For example, Nisanu, the first month, heralded the start of the new year and was associated with the god Bel, a prominent deity in the Babylonian pantheon. Similarly, other months like Ayaru, Simenu, and Du'uzu were connected to deities like Ishtar, Shamash, and Tammuz, respectively. This connection between the months and deities underscored the sacred nature of time in Babylonian culture. The calendar wasn't merely a tool for tracking time, but a reflection of the divine order that permeated their world. Each month became an opportunity to honor and appease the gods, ensuring their blessings for a prosperous year.
Section 4. Exile in Babylon, a cultural crossroads for Judah. The Babylonian exile, a pivotal period in the history of the southern kingdom of Judah, brought the Judeans face to face with Babylonian culture, including their calendar. This period of captivity, lasting from the 6th century BCE, exposed the Judeans to different ways of life and belief systems. The Babylonian calendar, with its lunar cycles and associations with deities, would have been a stark contrast to their own practices. The impact of this exposure on the Judeans is a subject of debate among scholars. Some argue that the Judeans, clinging to their faith, resisted adopting the Babylonian calendar or its religious connotations. Others suggest that the experience might have led to a more nuanced understanding of time and its relationship to the divine, influencing their post-exilic calendar traditions.
Section 5. Echoes of Babylon. Enduring influences on timekeeping. Despite the uncertainties surrounding the Judeans' specific adoption of Babylonian practices, the Babylonian calendar's influence extended far beyond its geographical boundaries. Its principles, particularly its lunar structure and intercalation system, found their way into other cultures. The Persian Empire, which succeeded the Babylonians, incorporated elements of the Babylonian calendar into their own timekeeping system. The Jewish calendar, while distinct in its own right, also bears traces of Babylonian influence. The names of some Hebrew months like Nisan, equivalent to Nisanu, and Tammuz, are believed to have Babylonian origins. This borrowing highlights the cross-cultural exchange of ideas and practices in the ancient world.
Section 6. A legacy etched in time. The Babylonian lunar calendar, a testament to their astronomical prowess and cultural beliefs, offers a glimpse into the rich tapestry of Babylonian civilization. Its influence, transcending geographical and temporal boundaries, left an enduring legacy on timekeeping systems across different cultures. While the grandeur of ancient Babylon may have faded with time, its contributions, like the lunar calendar, continue to resonate, reminding us of its indelible mark on history.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we'll take a close look at Genesis chapter 1 verse 16 states, "And Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also." This verse is often interpreted as a straightforward account of Yahweh's creation of the sun, moon, and stars. The sun, being the greater light, governs the day, while the moon, the lesser light, rules the night. This interpretation seems simple enough. It aligns with our everyday experience of day and night. The sun's dominance during the day and the moon's presence at night are undeniable. This understanding has shaped religious and cultural perspectives for centuries. However, a deeper dive into the original Hebrew text and the historical context reveals a more nuanced and intriguing perspective. This alternative interpretation challenges conventional wisdom and prompts us to reconsider our understanding of this foundational biblical passage. By exploring the hidden depths of Genesis chapter 1 verse 16, we embark on a journey of discovery, questioning long-held assumptions and uncovering a richer, more profound understanding of the cosmos and our place within it. The original Hebrew text of Genesis chapter 1 verse 16 uses the phrase Ma'ar Gadol for the greater light and Ma'ar Katan for the lesser light. Ma'ar translates directly to light bearer or luminary. This suggests that the verse might not be referring to the inherent brightness of the celestial bodies themselves, but rather their function as markers of time. The Hebrew word for stars used in this verse is kohavim. Interestingly, ancient Hebrew lacked specific terms for the moon simply because it's not a celestial body, only a satellite. These celestial objects were often referred to by their function as greater light and lesser light respectively. This understanding opens up the possibility that the verse is not merely describing the creation of celestial objects, but emphasizing their role in timekeeping. The greater light and lesser light become celestial markers, delineating day and night and providing a framework for measuring time. This subtle shift in perspective has profound implications for our understanding of the verse and its broader significance within the creation narrative. To fully grasp the potential discrepancies in the interpretation of Genesis chapter 1 verse 16, we must consider the historical context in which the Bible was written. Ancient Babylonian cosmology, which predates the Old Testament, heavily influenced the ancient Israelites. The Babylonians were advanced astronomers and developed sophisticated systems for tracking celestial movements. Their cosmology, however, differed significantly from the heliocentric model we understand today. They believed in a geocentric universe, with Earth at the center and all other celestial bodies, including the sun and moon, revolving around it. This Babylonian worldview, with its emphasis on celestial movements and their impact on earthly affairs, permeated the ancient Near East. It's plausible that remnants of this geocentric perspective found their way into biblical texts, including Genesis chapter 1 verse 16. This influence might have contributed to the interpretation of the greater light and lesser light as literal objects rather than celestial markers of time. If we accept the premise that Genesis chapter 1 verse 16 emphasizes the time-keeping function of celestial bodies, the roles of the sun and stars become particularly significant. The sun's movement across the sky naturally defines day and night. Its cyclical journey provides a clear and consistent unit of time, the solar day. The stars, on the other hand, offer a means of tracking longer periods. Their positions in the night sky change subtly throughout the year, creating recognizable patterns and constellations. By observing these patterns, ancient civilizations could track seasons, predict agricultural cycles, and mark the passage of time over extended periods. The verse clearly states that Yahweh created these celestial bodies for this very purpose. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, Genesis chapter 1 verse 14. This reinforces the idea that the emphasis is on their role as celestial timekeepers, guiding human understanding of time's passage.
Toda Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we'll explore a mystery. The book of Jonah tells a compelling story of prophecy, disobedience, and repentance. Jonah was commanded by Yahweh to preach repentance to the city of Nineveh. Instead, he fled. Jonah found himself swallowed by a giant fish for 3 days and 3 nights. This experience led him to finally accept Yahweh's call. Jonah then traveled to Nineveh and preached for 40 days. He warned the people about Yahweh's impending judgment. Surprisingly, the people of Nineveh, from the king to the lowliest citizen, repented. They turned from their wicked ways and sought Yahweh's forgiveness. This act of repentance spared them from destruction. The total time of Jonah's experience, from being in the fish to the end of his preaching, was 43 days. This number, often overlooked, holds a deeper significance when we look at the broader narrative of the Hebrew Scriptures. Jonah's story, though seemingly simple, foreshadows a more profound message of redemption. This message would be fully revealed in the coming of the Mashiach, Yahushua. Centuries after Jonah, Yahushua, the Mashiach, emerged. His ministry, death, and resurrection mirrored aspects of Jonah's experience in a profound way. Yahushua, like Jonah, spent a significant period buried in darkness. While Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and nights, Yahushua lay in the tomb for the same duration. This parallelism points to a spiritual reality. Both experienced a period of confinement, followed by a resurrection. Following his resurrection, Yahushua remained on earth for 40 days. He appeared to his disciples, teaching them and affirming the reality of his resurrection and the kingdom of Yahweh. This 40-day period, mirroring Jonah's 40 days of preaching, solidified the connection between their missions. The total time from Yahushua's entombment to the ascension was 43 days. Is this simply a coincidence? Or does this numerical echo point to a deeper celestial orchestration? The story of Noah's Ark presents another intriguing occurrence of the number 43. After the floodwaters receded, Noah sent out a dove to find dry land. The dove returned, having found none. He waited 7 days and sent the dove out again. This time the dove returned with an olive leaf, a sign of new life. Noah waited another 7 days and sent the dove out a 3rd time. This time it did not return, signifying that the earth was dry and ready for a new beginning. The day of the beginning of the year, Abyb 1, of the 2nd year of the flood, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The day Noah left the ark was exactly 43 days on the second month, 27th day. The 43 days spent in anticipation of a renewed world, cleansed and ready for a fresh start, mirror the themes of repentance and new beginnings found in both Jonah's and Yahushua's stories. Section 4, counting the Omer, 43 days of spiritual growth. The Hebrew tradition of counting the Omer further illuminates the significance of the number 43. The Omer is a period of 49 days between the festivals of Passover and Shavuot. Each day is counted, marking a spiritual journey of growth and self-reflection. The 43rd day of the Omer corresponds to the spiritual attribute of endurance in humility. This day encourages introspection and recognizing our own shortcomings as we strive for spiritual refinement. It's a call to persevere in our commitment to Yahweh, even amidst challenges and setbacks. Just as Jonah, Yahushua, and Noah experienced periods of testing and transformation over 43 days, the Omer invites us to embark on our own journey of spiritual refinement during this time. Section 5, the power of repentance, a universal message. The recurring theme of repentance ties together the stories of Jonah, Yahushua, Noah, and the symbolism of the Omer. Jonah's preaching centered on repentance, leading to Nineveh's salvation. Yahushua's ministry called for repentance, paving the way for spiritual renewal. Noah's story demonstrates the consequence of unrepentant sin and the promise of a new beginning after judgment. The Omer count, culminating in Shavuot, represents our preparation to receive Yahweh's Torah, implying a commitment to live righteously. The number 43, appearing at crucial junctures in these narratives, underscores the importance of this spiritual principle. It reminds us that repentance is not a one-time event, but a continuous process of turning away from sin and towards Yahweh. The message of repentance, woven throughout the Hebrew Scriptures and highlighted by the number 43, transcends time and culture. It remains a powerful call to action for all who seek a meaningful relationship with Yahweh. Section 6, Conclusion 43, a number of celestial orchestration. The significance of the number 43 in these biblical narratives invites us to consider the intricate tapestry of Yahweh's plan. Though seemingly random, the repetition of this number suggests a deliberate design, a divine orchestration connecting seemingly disparate events. From Jonah's prophetic journey to Yahushua's redemptive sacrifice, from Noah's ark to the spiritual practice of counting the Omer, the number 43 serves as a subtle but powerful reminder of Yahweh's faithfulness and the transformative power of repentance. As we delve deeper into the Scriptures, we discover that every detail, even seemingly insignificant numbers, can hold profound spiritual significance. The mystery of 43 encourages us to approach the text with humility and wonder, seeking the hidden connections that reveal Yahweh's heart and his plan for humanity.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we'll dig deeper into the story of Noah's flood. Is one of the most well-known narratives in the Torah. It speaks of celestial judgment, human resilience, and the promise of a new beginning. But hidden within this epic tale lies a fascinating detail. A glimpse into the calendar system of the ancient world. Unveiling the secrets of Noah's calendar allows us to connect with the past on a deeper level. It provides valuable insights into the cultural and religious practices of the time. The Torah, the Hebrew Bible, offers a detailed account of the flood, including specific dates and durations. By carefully examining these chronological markers, we can piece together a fascinating picture of the calendar system that Noah and his contemporaries may have used. This exploration takes us beyond the surface of the narrative, revealing deeper layers of meaning and significance. Understanding Noah's calendar is not just an academic exercise. It enhances our appreciation of the Torah's intricate details and profound messages. It also sheds light on the development of calendars throughout history and their importance in shaping human understanding of time and the cosmos. Many scholars approaching the biblical text have assumed that Noah's calendar was lunar-based. This assumption stems from the fact that many ancient cultures, including the Israelites, used lunar calendars to track time. A lunar month is roughly 29.5 days long, based on the cycle of the moon's phases. The mention of 150 days in the flood narrative, equating to roughly 5 months, seems to support this lunar interpretation. 5 lunar months would indeed amount to approximately 150 days, leading to the belief that this was the system in use during Noah's time. The lunar calendar's influence on ancient cultures and its connection to natural cycles make it a plausible candidate for understanding the flood narrative. However, a closer examination of the biblical text reveals potential inconsistencies with a purely lunar model. The Torah provides precise day-by-day accounts of certain events during the flood, suggesting a more intricate system at play. These detailed timelines challenge the assumption that Noah's calendar was solely based on lunar cycles. The discrepancy between the seemingly lunar time frame of 150 days and the precise daily accounts raises intriguing questions. But the possibility of a more complex calendar system potentially revolves in solar elements. Genesis chapters 7 and 8 provide a meticulous timeline of the flood event. We are told that the flood began when Noah was 600 years old on the 17th day of the second month. Noah and his family, along with the animals, entered the ark 7 days prior. The waters prevailed for 150 days, after which the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. The text then meticulously tracks the receding of the waters. It details when the mountain tops appeared, when Noah sent out a raven and a dove, and when the earth dried. Finally, Noah, his family, and the animals left the ark on the 27th day of the second month, marking 1 year and 10 days since the flood began. These specific dates and durations suggest that Noah's calendar was not simply based on lunar observations. It was a sophisticated system capable of tracking time with remarkable precision. This level of detail indicates a deep understanding of natural cycles and a desire to accurately record historical events. Section 4. Noah's birth date, unveiling the mystery. The Torah's precise chronology allows us to make a compelling deduction about Noah's birth date. If the flood began on the 17th day of the second month, when Noah was 600 years old, and it lasted a complete solar year, then Noah must have been born on Abyb, first day of the Torah calendar of Yahweh. This insight holds profound implications. The Torah calendar designates the first month as Abyb, marking the beginning of spring. If Noah was born Abyb, first day of the first month, it implies a calendar system that aligns with the natural cycles of the seasons. This connection between Noah's birth date and the Abyb first of the Torah calendar suggests a continuity of tradition. It hints at the possibility that the calendar system used during Noah's time shared fundamental elements with the calendar later formalized in the Torah. Section 5. The Covenant and the Calendar, a Celestial Connection. The significance of Noah's calendar becomes even more apparent when we consider Yahweh's covenant with Noah after the flood. In Genesis 8:22, Yahweh declares, "While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease." This covenant establishes a celestial order in the natural world, ensuring the continuation of seasons and cyclical patterns. The promise of consistent seed time and harvest, summer and winter, points to a calendar system intrinsically linked to the agricultural year. This celestial promise reinforces the idea that Noah's calendar was not merely a tool for tracking time, it was deeply intertwined with the rhythms of nature and the celestial order established by Yahweh. This connection between the calendar, the covenant, and the natural world highlights the profound spiritual significance of timekeeping in the Torah. Section 6. Implications and Insights. The Enduring Legacy. The exploration of Noah's calendar reveals a level of sophistication that challenges simplistic assumptions. It suggests a system that was purely solar, capable of accurately tracking time and aligning with the natural cycles of the seasons. This calendar, far from being a mere historical artifact, offers profound insights into the spiritual worldview of the time. The detailed timeline of the flood, Noah's birth date aligned with the first day of the month of Abyb of the Torah calendar, and the covenant's emphasis on seasonal cycles all point to a deep-rooted connection between time, nature, and the celestial. This connection underscores the importance of understanding the calendar system in which the Torah was written. By delving into the intricacies of Noah's calendar, we gain a deeper appreciation for the richness and complexity of the Torah's narratives. We begin to see beyond the surface, uncovering hidden layers of meaning and significance that enrich our understanding of the text and its enduring message.
Toda Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production.
In the 1st century, Judea lived under the shadow of Roman rule. This was true not only politically but also religiously. Two distinct calendars held sway among the Jewish people. The Pharisees followed a calendar based on observation and calculation. This calendar relied on sightings of the new moon and the ripeness of barley. The Sadducees, who controlled the temple, adhered to a different calendar. This calendar was likely manipulated for political power. This difference in calendars led to confusion and division. Festivals were celebrated on different days. The unity of the people, once symbolized by the temple, was fractured. Into this climate of religious uncertainty stepped Yahushua, a man destined to change the course of history. Yahushua's mission was deeply rooted in the restoration of Israel. This involved not just spiritual renewal, but also a return to the authentic Torah. Central to this restoration was the reinstatement of the true Torah calendar. This calendar, ordained by Yahweh, was the key to observing the appointed times. Feasts like Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot were to be celebrated according to Yahweh's divine rhythm. Yahushua's teachings often challenged the religious elite's interpretations of the Torah. He emphasized the spirit of the Torah over legalistic rituals. His condemnation of the temple leadership stemmed from their corruption of Yahweh's ways. This included their manipulation of the calendar, which Yahushua sought to correct. For 3 years, Yahushua's disciples lived and learned alongside him. They witnessed his miracles, heard his parables, and absorbed his teachings. During this time, Yahushua meticulously imparted the true understanding of the Torah. This included revealing the accurate calendar and its significance in their lives. He explained the importance of observing the feasts according to Yahweh's celestial timing. This period of intensive discipleship was crucial. The disciples, ordinary men from various walks of life, received an extraordinary education. They learned about the kingdom of Yahweh, the coming messianic age, and their role in it. Crucially, they learned to live according to the restored Torah calendar, marking a significant shift in their understanding and practice of their faith. The Gospel accounts reveal a striking detail about the last Passover Pesach. Yahushua and his disciples celebrated Passover a day before the Pharisees. This seemingly small detail speaks volumes about their adherence to Yahushua's teachings. They didn't question his instruction to prepare for Passover a day early. This demonstrates their unwavering trust in him as the authority on Torah. This act was not merely a matter of scheduling. It was a powerful statement of allegiance to Yahushua and his understanding of the Torah. By celebrating Passover according to Yahushua's calendar, the disciples aligned themselves with his teachings. They recognized him as the embodiment of the Torah and the one who had come to fulfill it. After Yahushua's death and resurrection, his disciples continued to live by his teachings. They preserved his words, shared his message, and most importantly, adhered to the restored Torah calendar. This commitment to Yahushua's calendar is evident in the book of Acts. The disciples continued to observe the feasts and Shabbats according to the timing Yahushua taught them. This faithfulness to the restored calendar had profound implications for the early believers. It set them apart from the mainstream Jewish community. It also became a point of unity and identity for the fledgling Nazarene movement. The disciples' unwavering adherence to Yahushua's calendar highlights their understanding of its significance. It was not merely a matter of ritual observance, but a testament to their faith in Yahushua as the Messiah and the fulfillment of the Torah. The event of Shavuot, or Pentecost, described in Acts chapter 2, provides further evidence of the disciples' adherence to the restored Torah calendar. They were gathered together in one accord on this specific feast day. This gathering wasn't a coincidence. It was a fulfillment of Yahushua's promise to send the set-apart Spirit of Yahweh. The timing of this event, coinciding with the Feast of Shavuot as observed according to the restored calendar, holds deep significance. It underscores the continuity between Yahushua's ministry, the disciples' mission, and the outpouring of the set-apart Spirit. This event solidified the disciples' understanding of the restored calendar. It also marked the beginning of their mission to spread the good news to the world, empowered by the set-apart Spirit of Yahweh.
Toda Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we'll explore an enigma. The Torah calendar is a profound expression of the covenant between Yahweh and the Hebrew people, a timeless bond that has endured through the ages. This solar calendar with its months is meticulously calibrated to the cycles of the sun, reflecting the harmony of celestial movements. The Torah calendar is central to Hebrew life, dictating the dates of Shabbat, festivals, and fast days, guiding the rhythm of our spiritual and communal practices. It is through this calendar that we set apart time itself, transforming ordinary days into set-apart moments, imbuing our lives with purpose and meaning. The Torah calendar is a testament to the precision and orderliness of the universe, a reflection of celestial wisdom and cosmic balance. Just as the sun rises and sets with regularity, the Torah calendar provides a reliable structure for our lives, offering a sense of stability and continuity. From the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, this calendar has linked us to our ancestors and the land of Israel, connecting past, present, and future in a sacred continuum. The prophets of Israel, revered and wise, recognized the hand of the Creator in the natural world, seeing his presence in every leaf and stone. Moshe was instructed by Yahweh to establish the calendar, a celestial task to mark time, to set apart the new month, or Rosh Hodesh as the beginning of each month, a set-apart ritual that connects us to the heavens. Solomon, in Ecclesiastes, I reflect on the cyclical nature of life, pondering its mysteries, comparing it to the sun's daily journey, rising and setting in a perpetual dance. Job. In my suffering I find solace in the cosmos, the vast expanse of stars, marveling at the constellations and the power of Yahweh, who crafted the universe with his hands. Mashiach Yahushua. Even in the Brit Chadashah, I acknowledge the significance of the Torah calendar, observing its festivals and teaching its principles, guiding my followers to understand its celestial importance. The Torah calendar provides a rhythm and structure to Hebrew life. It guides us in observing Shabbat, the Shabbat day of rest, every seventh day. The festivals, or Moedim, are ordained by Yahweh and imbued with deep spiritual significance. Pesach celebrates the Exodus from Egypt, a time of liberation and redemption. Sukkot commemorates the Israelites' 40 years of wandering and reminds us of Yahweh's protection. The Torah calendar ensures these festivals are celebrated at their appointed times, connecting us to historical events and timeless truths.
In the book of Job, I find solace in contemplating the vastness and wonder of the cosmos. I speak of constellations by name, demonstrating a keen awareness of the celestial realm. These constellations were signposts in the heavens, markers of time and seasons.
Job's knowledge of the constellations highlights the importance of astronomy in the ancient world. By naming these constellations, Job acknowledges the order and beauty of the universe. He recognizes that there is a Creator who set the stars in their courses and governs the movements of the heavens.
In Ecclesiastes, I reflect on the cyclical nature of life, drawing parallels to the sun's daily journey. The sun rises and sets, capturing the essence of its ceaseless circuit.
These observations serve as metaphors for the human experience. Solomon's reflections reveal a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. This awareness offers a sense of perspective and acceptance. The Torah calendar aligns with the natural cycles of the year, dividing it into 4 distinct seasons, each with its own unique significance and traditions. Abyb, the spring, marks the beginning of the agricultural year and is crowned by Pesach, a time of liberation and renewal. Summer is a time of warmth and abundance, culminating and preparing for the next season of festivals like Sukkot, a celebration of harvest and gratitude. Fall signals a time of transition, culminating in the high festivals of Yom Teruah and Yom Kippur, a period of reflection and atonement. Winter is a time of dormancy and rest, a season of introspection and spiritual renewal, where we look inward and prepare for the new cycle. The Torah calendar reminds us that life is a cycle of growth, harvest, rest and renewal, encouraging us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature and find meaning in every season, embracing the lessons each one brings.
Toda Rabba. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.
In this episode of the Torah Effects, we'll explore an enigma at high atop Mount Sinai. Amidst thunder and lightning, Moshe received a set-apart mission from Yahweh. This was no ordinary task. He was to build a portable tent of the meeting, a Mishkan, a dwelling place for Yahweh among his people. Yahweh, with meticulous detail, provided Moshe with the blueprint for this set-spat structure. Every element, every material had a celestial purpose. Gold, silver, acacia wood, fine linens, and precious stones were to be gathered from the Israelites. Yahweh's instructions were precise, outlining the exact dimensions and layout of the Mishkan. This was not merely a structure of wood and fabric. It was a reflection of the heavens, a microcosm of the cosmos. The materials, donated willingly by the Israelites, symbolized their devotion and their role in creating a set-apart space for their Yahweh. Everything had to be perfect, a testament to the reverence they held for Yahweh. This was more than just a building project. It was a set-apart act of creation, a testament to the covenant between Yahweh and his chosen people. The Mishkan would be their guide, their temple, and a visible reminder of Yahweh's presence amidst their journey through the wilderness. Central to the Mishkan's significance was its connection to the heavens. Yahweh designated Abyb 1, the day of the spring Tekufot, or equinox, as the beginning of the Hebrew year. This wasn't arbitrary. It coincided with a specific astronomical event, the sun's entry into the constellation of Aries, known as the Lamb or Ram. This celestial alignment held profound meaning. It represented new beginnings, rebirth, and the redemption of Israel from Egypt, symbolized by the lamb sacrificed during Passover. The Mishkan, erected on Abyb 1, became a physical manifestation of this celestial cycle. Yahweh's instructions to Moshe emphasized the importance of observing this celestial calendar. It wasn't just about tracking time, it was about aligning their lives with the rhythms of the cosmos, acknowledging Yahweh's power over the heavens and the earth. The book of Exodus details the construction and erection of the Mishkan, culminating in a moment of celestial presence. Exodus 12 describes the institution of Passover, linked to the beginning of the year and the celestial calendar. Exodus 40 narrates the completion of the Mishkan and Yahweh's esteem filling the tent of the meeting. This wasn't just a one-time event. Yahweh commanded the Israelites to observe these festivals and rituals throughout generations. The Mishkan, designed to be disassembled and transported, served as a mobile tent of the meeting throughout their wilderness journey. Wherever they went, Yahweh's presence, symbolized by the Mishkan, would go with them. This commandment signified a continuous covenant. Each year, as they celebrated Passover and erected the Mishkan on Abyb 1, they reaffirmed their commitment to Yahweh and their identity as his chosen people. Section 4, Solomon's Temple, continuing the tradition. Generations later, King Solomon, known for his wisdom and piety, built the first temple in Jerusalem. Although a permanent structure, it followed the Mishkan's blueprint and maintained its east-facing orientation, aligning it with the rising sun on Abyb 1. This architectural decision wasn't arbitrary. It symbolized the continuity of faith, demonstrating that even as they transitioned from a nomadic to a settled life, their devotion to Yahweh and his celestial calendar remained paramount. The temple became the new center of worship, yet it echoed the set-apart and astronomical alignments of the Mishkan. Solomon's temple, while structurally different, served the same purpose as the Mishkan, a dwelling place for Yahweh, a place of sacrifice and atonement, and a physical representation of their covenant with Yahweh. By following the Mishkan's design and orientation, Solomon reaffirmed the importance of the celestial calendar and its connection to their faith. Section 5. A celestial clock, marking a set-apart time. The Mishkan wasn't merely a place of worship, it functioned as a giant celestial clock, its rhythms tied to the movements of the sun and stars. The timing of festivals, sacrifices, and agricultural cycles were all determined by the celestial calendar, of which the Mishkan was a physical manifestation. This fusion of the set apart and the celestial underscored the belief that Yahweh governed not just their lives, but the very fabric of the cosmos. By aligning their lives with this celestial clock, they acknowledged Yahweh's sovereignty and their place within his celestial order. The Mishkan, in a sense, made the invisible visible. It gave concrete form to the celestial events that dictated their lives, reminding them of Yahweh's power and their covenant with him. Section 6. The Mishkan, a symbol of celestial presence. The Mishkan in its totality transcended its physical form. Yes, it was a tent, a structure of wood, fabric, and precious metals, but it represented something far greater. Yahweh's presence among his people. It was a place of set apart where priests performed daily rituals, offered sacrifices, and sought celestial guidance. The most set-apart place, the innermost chamber, housed the Ark of the Covenant, a tangible symbol of Yahweh's presence. The Mishkan, in essence, was a microcosm of the universe, a point where the heavens and the earth met. It was a symbol of celestial presence, a reminder of their covenant with Yahweh, and a testament to the enduring power of faith.
Toda Rabbah. If you like this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. There's more content in production. Thank you.